Good morning and welcome to the video for Wednesday, May the 20th for 4th grade. This will be our last lesson video of the school year. So we made it. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're working with today. So back in 3rd grade, we were working with finding the area of rectangles. And so when we were doing that, I did mention the idea of how we could figure out if we only were given one of the sides, how to find the area and the perimeter for that. So we're going to be practicing that again today. So to start with, for our unlock the problem, we know that the area is going to be 54. We get that from the problem here. We know that the base is going to be 9, and we know that the height is going to be our unknown number, which is going to be represented by the letter N. So our formula is area equals base times height. We could also say that it's length times width, but as we move forward into what we're working with in 5th and 6th grade, where we're going to be finding the area and eventually volume of a bunch of different types of shapes, we are going to change this to say base times height more often than not. So I may occasionally refer to it as length times width, but if we go ahead and do that, we can just jump straight to this line. Here, this is kind of redundant because we're going to be filling in the numbers that we know. So we can do 54 divided by 9 to find our answer, or we could think about how many times we can count by 9 to get to 54, and that would be our value for N. So think about that for a second, pause the video if you need to, and when you're ready, go ahead and hit play. So 9 times 6 is going to be the answer to our problem, which is going to be the area of 54 feet. So hopefully we remember that. Again, in 3rd grade, we are expecting that you know all the way up to 12 times 12. So if you're still working on getting caught up with that, don't worry, but this summer would probably be a good time to work on skip counting by different numbers and making sure that you have these facts memorized. Because again, as I mentioned in 3rd grade, this should be pretty much automatic for us by this particular point in time. And we're just working on techniques, not trying to remember our multiplication facts. So number 1 down below, if the mural were in the shape of a square with an area of 9 feet, what would the height be? Well, we've already been given this particular measurement of 9. So the way that we would change it would be to change our height to 9. And so the height would end up being 9 to answer our question. And the reason why is because we've already been given the area, or sorry, the length of this particular side. And we also know that 9 times 9 is 81. Explain how you can find the unknown side length of any square when only given the area. Well, we can't get just the area. Sometimes we can. Like if the area is 25, then we know what our math fact is going to be. We can also kind of, for a square, be able to figure that out for other things. Usually we're going to be given one of the lengths of our side, but we can use division or multiplication facts to help us. So for instance, if it's not, we could use 54 divided by 9 to find our answer for the rectangle. If it's a square, we should be able to use our multiplication and division facts to be able to help us. So number 1, the unknown measurement is going to be the length of our top and bottom sides. So the area is 36. So if I do 3 times 12, I would get 36. And so 36 is going to be equal to our base times 3. So I could take this number, divide it by 3 to get the answer, and that would give us 12. Number 2, if we have a perimeter of 44 centimeters, we are not going to have a square here. So the top side and bottom side are both going to be 12 centimeters, which gives us 24, which means our other side lengths are going to both be 10. So 12, 24, 34, 44 for our perimeter. We can do 12 times 10 to get our area. And they just want the measurement of the width. If we want the area, then that would be 120. Number 3, we get the area as 108. So we need to figure out how many times we can count by 9 to get to 108, or we can do 108 divided by 9, essentially the same thing, just doing a slightly different process. So that is going to be 12. And for the last one, if our area in here is 90, we need to think about what number we can multiply by 5 to get to 90. So again, you can skip count or you can do division, and that should be 18. So for the on your own section, the first one we are going to look at is going to be number 5. So we are going to have a weird perimeter for this. So we can go ahead and put our 5 up here, and that's going to give us a total of 10. We have 24 more to go. So think about what half of 24 is, and we are going to put that on each side. Again, pause the video if you need to think about that for a moment. So our answer should be 12. So we've got 5, 10, 22, 32, 33, 34. So our length is going to be 12. If we wanted to find the area, we can multiply these two numbers. It would be 60. Number 6, we have the area given to us. And so we can divide 96 divided by 8. I think we've already done that on this page. That should be 12 for the base. Maybe it was a previous page. Let's see. So number 7, we are going to be having an area of 126. So again, we can divide by 9. One of the things that we can do to kind of help us is understand that we can do 10 times 9 to get 90, and then we can keep counting up by 9s to get the rest of the way there. I would need to go up 36 more from 90 to get to 126. Which would give us a total of 14 for the height. So for the area of a square that is 49 inches, we can find the perimeter of the square by knowing what two numbers we can multiply that are the same number to get to 49. And so that would be 7. And then we can put that on all 4 sides, and that will give us our perimeter, which would be 28. So as we look at the homework questions, again, this video is, the homework video will come out on Thursday. For the homework problems, Risen in Christ students, I'm asking you to do number 2, number 4. Number 6, I'm not worried about, so do number 5 instead. I will give an example of this, but we have so many examples of that, there's no reason to make one up yourself. And then number 1 and 2 on the back. I don't see anything. Number 3, just keep in mind, if we're going to run around the edge of a basketball court, we are going to have a shape that looks like this. And so the longer side is going to be 94 feet on the top and the bottom, and then the left and right hand side, which would be the baselines, would be 50 feet. And then I think that covers everything. Everything else you guys should be able to do without any additional help. I will talk about all the problems on the homework video, so that covers our lesson for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in Google Classroom or reach out to your classroom teacher if you are finding our videos in a different way. I will have an announcement coming up during the homework video, which will come out on Thursday, about what's going to go on during the summer. I am planning some additional content to help our 4th grade students as they progress into 5th grade to be ready for the things that we will ask them to do then. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.